Stream link? Shut the stream on YouTube. Oh yeah. Oh, it's not bad. Yeah, there's another stream. The old stream hasn't ended. End the old stream. Alright guys, we are back with the stream again. Apologies for the delay at this point, but while you missed everything, Void X, or rather Void, got the Baron for themselves. The game was in a very close frenzy, but the last team fight was a 4 in favor of Void, and they were able to capitalize and get the Baron for themselves. So we might definitely be going for a game 3 right here. As I feel Stark might just be reconnecting back in the game as well. There you go, there he is. And now with the Baron on the side of Void, things are looking up, and we might just be heading into a game 3 from the looks of this game.
Sorry, my internet crashed. What has happened?
Nothing. They Void got Baron right now, and they are looking to potentially look to end the game right here.
Okay, I'm just reconnecting. Sorry.
Yeah, and now like you can see right here, right? Crazy amount of fights are happening, and everybody has so much gold right now. The game has gone on to the mid game at this point. The Renekton, while he is effective, the mastery has just not been able to create the amount of impact that we generally expect him to get, because he is playing into composition that is utterly annihilating him at this point. And Xayah herself, has been one of the pivotal members, and even the Nunu has become very tanky at this point. So he's looking to be in a good spot right now, as they opt to do the 1-3-1, but sending Ziggs in the top lane might be a little bit scary right here, because the Renekton can 1v1 him here at this point. And now the siege begins as they look to get the inner towers, and this is going to be a very hard game for Luna to come back from. This Fizz pick, this mastery pick, definitely not working out for themselves.
Yep, they're trying to get all 3 towers in, but the Renekton was able to prevent them from getting the battle lines out. So it's 5 people sieging mid, and they're able to get it. I think with the presence of this, champions like Xayah and Ziggs and Garen, they're going to get the towers very easily. And getting the mid lane inhibitor just before the Ocean Dragon, with 3 dragons again, right? Whichever team seems to be on the red side seems to be getting all the dragons in the game now. So
yeah, there's a buff on the red side with dragons, it looks like, because everyone is just happy to get these dragons. And now the elder dragon is spawning. It is actually going to be an elder ocean right here, right? And with 3 dragons apiece, this is going to be game.
Yep, the fight happens, and immediately Space has been deleted. Assassin in late game not very strong. Someone escapes on very low HP. Renekton is going into the fight. Xayah flashes into do damage, but Renekton's GA has been must be already again dead, and Ezreal is just being pushed down and out by this Garen. And
look at that Garen amount of tanking so much and still being unkillable. That's a 4 for 0 stuff.
Yep, the unkillable, Garen gets the kill again. I mean, now Ziggs is the final person left. He's trying to push down the mid lane into the Nexus. Already Garen is there to help him out. Someone as the last person going to be able to block this from happening. But I might get the kill on Garen, to be honest.
No, he gets the kill. Garen gets the kill with his ultimate. Demacia Injustice and Void have done it. Void have won game 2, and in a very, very, very closely fought game, but they always had the advantage because this double assassin composition, a very contrasting composition to their first game pickup, right, Stark, where they were just not able to create the level of advantages anymore. And this is Mastery's first loss in the game this tournament as well. Lucifer's 100% Mastery win does go down for a toss, and even Fizz and my fans on that Fizz pickup not being able to do much. This Ziggs pickup, this Xayah pickup just working out wonders. You can look at the damage output as well. 32,000 damage being done by the Ziggs right here. On the other side as well, everyone does do damage, and Frosty tries, he might just not being able to do enough. And every time Stark, the Mastery went into a team fight, he just was never coming out of it.
Yeah, he was instantly bursted down, right? The number of Lux roots that have landed this time compared to last time is just changing, right? Every time he just jumped in instantly, deleted by the silence or the root, something always happened. And Fizz and Mastery were never able to, get their damage output off compared to the...
Well, you know what this means, right? We are going to a game 3 right here. And this is it, right? This is the last chance for both of these teams to stay in the tournament. Now, can they or will they end up, getting eliminated is something that we have to find out very, very quickly, right? As we are headed into the lobby phase right here. I mean, I have a feeling that this Ziggs pickup, warrants a ban. So should be very interesting, according to you.
Yep.
How, because now momentum's on Void's side, right? And if Void get a good composition going for themselves, I feel a lot has to change in draft from the side of Runic for them to come back.
Yep, definitely. The amount of poke they had really helped out compared to the last match, and I feel the mastery and the fizz, just didn't work out. So they should
I feel
get
like
some more,
both of the assassins
range.
were required, right? If they just had one, then that would have been a lot better, right? But they then ended up having both of them, and that I just felt like was a little bit too many assassins for a singular composition. I think that's where it ended up making a big difference.
Yep, definitely. I've just rejoined the video, but yes, we are back into draft. This is game 3, 1-for-1. This time, Void is on the blue side, so they have the first pick. But do you feel they should ban, Alistair, because that has been a lot of engage coming out from him. Last match it didn't have that much, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like the bans can be the same, but if they end up going for the Ziggs yet again, then that will make life difficult. But definitely, Runic have to change their draft this game. They cannot go for the Mastery Fizz pickup anymore. They can opt for what they played in game 1. The Kennen was absolutely clean. The Pantheon did a great job. They need to go back to the drawing board with those kind of pickers. But if Void end up getting Ziggs in the same composition and they don't end up going for a Wukong but something else, then I feel we might just have a cracker of a third game right here, because then that means both the teams, at least in draft, will look to be very, very good right now. Game 1 and 2, we could definitely see some differences in draft, and now we are going to see a lot of changes happening. I cannot wait. And this time the ban is actually going to be a Nunu ban. They do not want to give this Nunu away, but they have left the Diana open. They don't really care. And you know what? Void have learned from their mistakes, Stark, and have picked themselves the Ziggs.
Yes, again, there was a lot of anti-heal. First item going for the Morellonomicons, they've gone for the. So I think he should not go for that. But they've given the cow again back to Summoner with the misfortune, so they're reverting back to match 1 picks with the misfortune and not taking the Israel, which leaves it open. But iFrance again locking in the Lux.
I mean, if they get the Ezreal here, I think that's great. But they don't need to get the Ezreal now; they can get it later. The Lux pickup also, iFrance, I think, had a great game too. His bindings, his skill participation, his shielding were completely on point in this game. And this is what I was talking about, right? The Ezreal and the Ziggs, the double ult composition, a huge amount of poke as well. Lux also adding to that as well. Now, if they end up going something tanky in the mid lane or a top lane, other engaged composition, and I feel this is where it's going to be different for them. But you know what? They've opted to go for the Ari this game. And the Garen ban as well. Good bans come out. The Garen was a very annoying thing to deal with, right? And again, Pantheon ban as well. I like how these bans are shaping up, right? Teams are finally adapting to each other's playstyles and are banning champions that have given them difficulties, like the Nunu, like the Garen, like the Pantheon, if they end up banning that. And they do.
Yep, they're banning out all the bruisers, the tanky boys. And they ban out the Darius as well this match. I think more CC present this time already on the side of Diaronic, right? And he's going to be a pivotal pick to counter lane with Zig. Fizz took a lot of damage. I think Ari will be able to match up some of that poke coming out and more roam potential. And they've banned out the Camille in the end. They don't want Frosty to get the left.
The is still up, which is still a menace to be dealt with. But again, I feel like now maybe they can go for the mastery again, but I still feel it's not going to be easy. They need another strong jungle pickup. A Wukong here would be honestly great, but in the jungle, I would say. Let's see what the picks are. But I mean, the J4 also works quite well. But let's see. I mean, they need some level of tank right now, and they've got in their front line. And the mastery has been picked, mind you. So mastery round 2, let's go. What do you think of mastery in this sort of composition, sir?
I think with the amount of CC that the rest of the champions are going to be providing from their team, maybe it works out. They don't have much engaged as of now, disengaged from the side of Void. So maybe late game scaling might happen. They have a little bit of early game, I think other than the Renekton, they didn't have any early game last match. That proved to be a little bit of a problem. So Zed has
What
been
the
picked up in
no,
the
no,
India. What?
no. They've definitely mispicked a pick right here. Not sure what the fuck happened.
Maybe Zed Baron?
No, bro. Was it?
Maybe because the Ziggs is being picked, currently. I know. I think Spinks has this thing, DC. I think that is most picked champion. I think we may be in for a remake with Zed picking something else.
Let's just wait for confirmation. But up until that point, Frosty has actually ended up picking the Fiora for himself, which is another strong, solo lane bully split push menace, which would deal with just about anything that Void can throw at him. They do lose out team fight power here, which is very blatantly obvious. And I feel again, this is a game of uh,
Objectives, right? Diaronic has been very good at fighting the 5v5, but this composition is more skirmish based. I don't think it's something of their playstyle where the Void has gone for exactly that. 5v5 is there for
I mean,
engage.
this is going to be a remake, guys. The Z pick was not intentional, mind you. So the last pick on the side of Void and the last pick on the side of Runic
They can just
will
go
end
for
up
blind
changing.
pick, right?
No, they can't because the last two picks weren't the same, right? So
Mhm.
I think they'll want to pick something while when they see the other pick, right? So I don't know for sure if they want to go for the fear or not.
Right. Be back very soon. I think I just love the remake option. They can just remake in 15 seconds.
I mean, the amount of times that it has saved our ass, but also the amount of times that people are abusing the fact that remakes are happening is stupid. Like, how do you have situations where you don't pick a champion? Like, fix your damn internet, bro. At this point, it's not that hard to play a single tournament draft. 2 times in a row, we are seeing that they couldn't do something in Champ Select, and this is not things that happen unless your internet's bad, right? So, and it's not even as if you're using a VPN, so it just like doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyways, we are looking to get into the next game very, very soon. Hopefully, we get started very fast so we can get into place and we can have an insane game 3 on our hands.
I think Void's getting their main ADC. They might be replacing a player.
Mm,
No,
no,
it's
they're playing the same player.
Runix ADC.
One sec.
No, Swipe can do it. And Fiora is say okay, Fiora pick also changed. Okay, we're going for tournament. Okay, we're in for the draft mode. Finally, I hope
No,
there
this
is
is
no
tournament draft, right?
Mm-hmm. They should just ban it.
Yeah, let's just go forward with the same mode. Hopefully, this was tournament draft, right? Just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, it's tournament.
Just they should ban the same bans ideally or whatever to figure it out.
ये जल्दी ban करो भैया. The bans are taking time now. I think they're just going for a full remake. Please fast ban, please. Leona ban, Akari ban, Galio ban.
Yeah, we are seeing the bans come out right here. I am just waiting for them to start picking. Like, why do they take so much time? They know what team should be picked. Just pick your champs. Yeah.
Mastery Gaming.
Alright,
Okay,
last two
finally
bans.
they have moved up.
I just hope they don't ban something that the other team wanted to pick or something. That would be the stupid
Yeah.
idea. Camille ban, Pantheon ban, Garen ban, Darius ban. Goes for the RE. He goes for the J4 and the other two picks, right? So he goes for the Renekton, goes for the J4. Now Fizz in my pants will end up picking for Frosty. And imagine the
Fiora
surprise
picked.
if he doesn't have Fiora. Oh, and there goes the
Oh,
set. Set did get a lot of nerfs right here, but still quite strong into the Renekton specifically because the Renekton can't really do much into the long extended fights. This is where Set essentially shines, right? And if Set is able to output a lot of damage, then this is where he should be able to create an advantage, especially with his true damage. And then laning phase as well, level 1, 2, 3. Set should have a lot of priority stock. Your thoughts on the composition, on that both the composition have been drafted?
yeah, I think Set is pretty good here. They have his backline access, and if Jarvan or the Renekton comes in and ults that backline, he can just take them and throw them back into the Ziggs and the Lux and the Ezreal. There are a lot of CC here. I think they're mainly aiding for Lucifer to get ahead, like once they engage, because all these champions, except the Misfortune, have some kind of CC to block the damage coming in from Void side. So I think Lucifer should have a better, game engaging after the initial fights have happened. Um, but still, they're facing a lot of poke, right, which they have very little of, apart from the Misfortune and the Ari's Q. So maybe the poke wins out again. Let's see. It's electrocute on Ari. Okay, that's something that has not been seen for a while.
Yeah, guys, we're finally into the draft phase as well. Let's just see what happens because Mastery, he's going to try yet again to figure if he can carry in this game. And now I don't feel it'll be easier. The Renekton's point and click stun is there. There is Lux binding as well. Ezreal and Ziggs will not get caught off that easily. So this is where things get a bit spicy.
Yep. Right, we see level 1 sub again. SDL seems to be a little less disconnected. Okay. No, he's fine. He's back. In the game this time, the ADC has remembered to buy her item. But again, this means that picking Mastery is not going to give them the ability to invade in the early game. And Baron Lake, okay, Set started with his third skill first.
I mean, Set does start with his third skill for some level of gap closing. On the other side, you can see a 4-man gank happening, and Lux is the pretty girl who gets shot.
That was such a long drawn invade,
I mean, you have to end up criticizing Void for this, right? Because if they are starting on the top side, why are they hovering around like headless chickens on their own right side of the buff, right? And if they already know that this is going to happen, because it has already happened for them, there is no excuse for this death right here. The first blood actually ends up going to the Mastery, right? Which yet again is a snowballing condition on the side of Void.
Yeah, and in the Baron we can see some trades happening. Right? Set already getting the edge on the Renekton with his third skill start and his W, and now finally Renekton is at level 2. I think level 3, Renekton kind of beats Set.
Yeah, but I don't think he beats Set at level 3 at all. I mean, I think Set just wins throughout every part of the phase.
No, with the nerf, I think it's possible. Let's see.
No, Haymaker doesn't get nerfed, right? So Haymaker's a main ability regardless. So if he's able to do that, it's good enough. Meanwhile, the Ziggs end up actually blowing his flash through a gank in the mid lane, right? So Spinix is in a big trouble right here, and he looks to go back right here, which he does at this point. And J4 is looking to go for his scuttle now. Does he get the scuttle? You have to wait and watch. Finally, he does get help, but they have to take it fast, right? Because backup is coming. There is no Ziggs, and they are able to get this, right? They have to run this away. There is no flash. Oh, there is flash in the Lux. Never mind, and she is able to survive. And for the first time, they actually end up, surviving a Herald fight, which is not something we can tell for the previous couple of games.
Yep, with J4 rotating early helped out a lot, and now Mastery is looking to get the top side scuttle. So
yeah, I mean it's a trade for scuttles, but Lux ended up blowing her flash as well. It's not good. Renekton, meanwhile, He's doing the smart thing, just farming the game and then just ends up randomly using a third ability for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, Stock, walk me through the play-by-play. Like not, I mean, apart from the first blood, things are just looking a little bit calmer as compared to the first couple of games.
Yep, definitely. We can see that in the bottom lane, right? Losing Lux first blood and now blowing her flash as well. A little behind, they lost the push priority, but they're slowly getting it back. In the mid lane, Ari obviously with the mastery got a lot of damage on this big. His both are summoners have got his barriers back up though, and in the Baron lane, it looks like Set is still creating that pressure.
Yeah,
Giving Mastery the ability to farm freely.
Renekton should just back right here. There's no need for him to stay in this lane, lose out on XP and gold, right? Just take your ego, back away, and just get back. A lot of Paladins make this mistake of not leaving the lane, and now actually they can see the Mastery.
Mastery in a bit of a spot here. Jarvan has the ult, the stun comes out. He's able to flash away to safety. Ziggs is there to help out, but the ult comes in and the kill goes on. Ziggs getting back some of the pressure he lost in the early game.
Phoenix with the rotation diff right here as well. Beautiful rotation aside. Lucifer did not even use his ultimate. I think he could have. But the fact that they get the kill back on the Master Legion, in fact, it is going to be the Ziggs who gets it, is insane on the side of Void, right? This is the best guy on their team to get the damage output on him, and he is the one who gets it.
Yeah, definitely. In the Baron, we can see Set and Renekton having a lot of fights. Set going in with the ult, gets the jump on the Renekton ult back, gets some HP, goes in for the stun and gets the kill. The Renekton gets the kill back on the Set, making it 2. Both of them lose their ults now, and the Mountain Dragon is going to be spawning very, very soon.
I mean, Lucifer just did the most ultimate bait I've ever seen. I legitimately thought that he was going to die without even pressing his ultimate because he didn't in the early fight as well. But that was so clutch. If he had like slightly higher ping, I don't think he would have been able to kill him at all. But you know what? He wins out the 1v1 oh so barely, but that does allow him to finish his Black Cleaver in this next dragon fight. But both Set and Renekton do not have ult stock. Let's see how this fight goes.
Alistar also ult is on cooldown right now, so there's not much of a perfect engage here. Ezreal and Misfortune are poking themselves to death here, and Mountain Dragon is just being started from the side of Void. It's 3000 XP, 2500. Mastery might not be able to go in for a steal because the Renekton is keeping him at bay, and the Dragon has already been taken by the Jarvan. Meanwhile, Set is doing the Rift alone by himself without the presence of the jungler, but the Ari is there to help him out. So Dragon and Rift will be traded in.
Third game in a row seeing Mountain Dragon. What are the odds of every dragon in this game just being Mountain the first time? Right? It's quite surprising or lucky in this point. But getting Mountain is not a bad thing for the Jarvan or the Renekton right here. As you can see, top lane might just be the one getting siege.
Yeah, Renekton trying to take a fight with the Set. Exhaust pops in and they are looking to use the Herald. Immediately, Ari using his ult Ignite on the Renekton. Renekton does a lot of damage and is able to take back the fight, but Ari is forced to flash away for safety. Meanwhile, Ziggs, they're trading the towers on both sides, and Ziggs gets the ult and kill on the ADC, but they've not gotten the tower as of yet. Lucifer and the rest of Diaroni, they're a little bit of a goal lead, taking Dragon about 700 gold, but they are behind in kills.
I mean, they are behind in kills, but they are ahead in gold because they get the first lane tower and they are not able to get the bot lane tower as well. But they get 2 platings and a kill onto the Ziggs. And again, Renekton's ultimates are weird, okay? Like, he's using the stun. All the time that he uses stun, he's not using stun at full charge. Like, his rage bar has never been activated. This is a Renekton that I don't think knows how to use his combos that well, right? I mean, he just opted for the front line and the tankiness. But at this point, he could have killed the Ari 100% if he had used his ult in the right timing, but he opted not to. But the fact that they still have the first star gold is good for Runic, and they are doing decently in this game, which is not a bad thing for them, right? Because I think if you go late in this game, the Set definitely does a lot of damage, and even the Master League can scale up well. So this is still anybody's game, guys. At this point, we don't know between Void and Runic who will make it out to the next round, because both these teams are playing quite good.
Yep, we can see that Set is trying to hold down the tower here. Alistar is being jumped on by the Jarvan. Ezreal ult comes in. The Renekton is doing just so much damage with the early game lead he has got with the Black Cleaver. Just melting Set. And the 500 HP tower will be destroyed.
Yeah, and look at the target selection is so good on the side of the jungler, right? He is actually going for this thing. It's a 2-for-0 start. Sorry I took the play over, but like, this is Void X looking to be good.
Yep, Mastery goes in on the side. Okay, wonderful. Ziggs uses the blast cone to perfection and kicks Mastery back into the pit. So a fight trying to happen. Mastery trying to get the blue buff here. He gets the buff, but unsuccessfully tries to kill the Ziggs.
They use it in the bot lane. So you look at the top lane tower, right? And they are able to try to get it, but it still won't be enough.
The damage coming out from the Ziggs is heavy, and Sam lands from the Ari, but he's doing so much poke. Ari is down to 20% of the HP. Ziggs is trying to close them now. Doesn't have the ult as of now, so both Mastery and Ari will be able to escape after taking.
Another fight happening. Another fight happening.
They're fighting on the other side of the loop. It's going, exactly mirror map trades have been happening, and a kill goes on, and they're going to get the Jarvan and the Renekton who tried to overextend and stayed the blue buff. So blue buff fight happens, and the same blue buff fight happens, and the tower is taken on, bot side tower is taken on the opposite top. So this match is going perfectly, and the edge is just going over the Void with a slight amount of lead and the first Mountain Dragon. So
yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting game, right? Renekton and J4 right there is completely giving away the lead. Renekton is still quite far ahead in this game, and this is the first time in 3 games that Frosty is the one struggling right here, right? And now with 10 seconds to go on Ocean Dragon, right? Everybody has ult on the side of this thing except for the Ezreal and the Lux, who will get it by the time Dragon spawns, and Set also should get his ult. So we are in for a great 5v5 Gala start. I think this is a team fight that must just define which team is the one who can take this game forward.
Yep, it's been very even till now, right, with the itemization and the towers and the gold. But the river priority has already been secured by Void, and the dragon is at already 4,000 HP. Samuna should be the one to engage. Let's just try to bail him out. The set goes in. Oh my god! The wonderful stun, this was and perfectly. Steel coming out from the Mastery. Alistar still on very high HP, and Ari is doing a lot of damage. I think this might be an ace coming out very, very soon. Mastery gets the 2 kills, and he flashes away, but at no cost, the huge damage still pops. And it's a complete ace. DR Runic gets an ace and gets the dragon as well with the steel and turns the game around.
I mean, this is exactly what Runic wanted. Thank God in heavens that this is a team fight that they won, because their losses would be over for them. And the game started with Set, just ulting in the Renekton, tanking an insane amount of damage, using a 3 item this thing and a Misfortune ultimate as well. Very strong team fight coming out of that composition, and Master Yi was not dead for a change in this fight, and he did clean up. Kills the Ezreal, gets the Lux, gets the Ziggs, gets 3 kills, and this guy is more than back in the game, and suddenly with a 4k goal lead, Runic, they look to be in the advantage in the game.
Yep, the match was so even up to this point, and it suddenly wasn't. I think the set engage was just perfect. Meanwhile, fight has already happened in the bot lane. They tried to get the set, but now he's tanky. He's gotten his items, and he can trade well with the Renekton.
Now what happens is, like, it's not as if Runic automatically win every other team fight after this, but the fact that they've lost their mid lane tower and the goal lead is expanding towards a 3 or a 4k goal, right? I mean, if they are able to kite out the Mastery well, dish out enough levels of damage, they can. What happened wrong in the last team fight was they never used Ezreal or the Ziggs to actually pull out the enemy team. They just instantly started Dragon, and the moment they did that, instantly they started the fight. And with Set and Misfortune damage, they just completely were stuck in the Dragon pit doing nothing, and Mastery was just able to clean it up, right? So if they're able to change how they play out these team fights, use the Ziggs a little bit more to make him play a little bit of frontline and poke instead of him doing damage to the Dragon, then I feel this is where Void could actually end up winning some of these team fights as well. But Runic on the other side played it to perfection. The Set ult and the CC was great, and the Misfortune ultimate as well from the back, doing a lot of damage, allowing Runic to actually create a great goal lead. And now the last of the outer turrets will be taken over, and Runic will find themselves with a near 5,500 or 6,000 goal lead or 5,000 goal lead with this game, and now things are turning massively in their favor.
Yep, their Mastery is for 3-1-2, and their ADC is also quite ahead, right? He's completed 2 items, Infinity and Serelda, so he's going to be able to do damage to everybody on the enemy team irrespective of their HPs. And now Renekton might have overstayed here. Set has damage, he has the skill, and the charm has already been, he's escaping with a double stun. He might be able to get a kill back in return, but the Ari has enough damage to kill him.
Yeah,
overstayed doesn't work out for them. This might be getting the mid lane tower.
There's enough time for his team to play the mid lane tower, which I feel is very smart of them. So his sacrifice was not completely in vain. The problem is who's going to stop Mastery from getting the top lane tower.
Yep, he's just going to be taking it very, very quickly now with 2 items, 3 items actually. The Solari Charge Blade. No, these towers prove no difficulty for him. That is trying to block and protect
The
the tower.
amount of
Oh, he's getting
damage.
so much poke, my god, from this Ziggs. Charm lands on the Jarvan who just ulted him, and that was so well played for them, but they lose the tower and they lose their ults as well. Mashli is trying to come back here for the cleanup, but I don't doubt he will reach it
I mean,
in
this
time.
is impressive from Void as well, right? They are just mimicking these trades, right? They lost the top lane tower, they got the mid one. They lost the bot inner, they got the top inner, right? So, sorry, top inner and they got the bot inner. So, here at this point, the tower trades are very, very good. And, like you can see right here, Antil has been made as well also has his 2 items. And this is again a dragon fight. And again, the cheese is happening. Weight Gaming OP is the name of the game. Now, can they win it? Outstock this dragon fight with a 4K advantage. This is all on Runic to just play it out like they did. And it's an infernal, mind you, which means that a lot more is up for grabs.
Yep, this time Jarvan has GA, so he will not be dying as fast as last time. And the pool from DR Runic is separated, and they are different parts of the match. Jarvan goes in on the Misfortune ult is eventually not cancelled, but he gets the kill on the Renekton. Jarvan's ult is popped and his GA is gone. Mastery is still going in the backline and getting the kill. So quick double kill coming in from the Mastery. And the last person to survive is the jungler. They have gotten a 4 for 0 and they get the Infernal Dragon as well. Ari chasing down Jarvan all up to his tower 2 and they get another quick ace, and DR Runic seems to be on their way to the victory in this game.
I mean, Runic are showing why they are the better team, specifically in how they look to team fight right here. It's the last couple of team fights, and we've spoken much about this team. Their strength lies in their team fighting, and again, Void, even though they have a composition that can do very well against the red side team, they always find themselves on the losing side of most team fights. And even in this team fight, they were scattered, but the Alistar for Misfortune are beautifully timed, allowed them to dish out an insane amount of damage. Ziggs and Ezreal were again left alone for the Mastery to come back and swoop in for those kills. Zonia was not enough at this point, and now Stark finally, looks like Runic have gotten their game together, and now this is going to look very difficult for Void to come back from, because with Baron buff going in on all the trees of the map, this goal lead from 7k, from 4k has went to 7k, and will potentially end up going for around 8 or 9k by the time Baron gets done.
Yep, Mastery is 4 items. He is so ahead in this game right now that he's able to do a lot of damage here. Meanwhile, on the back lane, they're trying to fight the set. 4 members trying to do a lot of damage to him. He is already doing so much. The redemption comes in to maybe save him, but one Baron is lost. Meanwhile, Ari is pushing down the side inhibitors, and mid lane is being pushed down by Mastery. Alistar gets a very good combo and gets the kill on the ADC. Renekton is still alive, gets the kill on the Mastery, but the flank comes in from Misfortune to get another return kill back here. Meanwhile, Ari gets the inhibitor, and it has been an even trade, I saw. But the inhibitor is already fallen. Ari can get the
It's
kill,
not an
end of the
even
game.
trade. If the Ari can just end the game, right, which is exactly what she's trying to do. Mind you, she is trying, but would not be enough. But after that fight, right, yeah, they were able to get the set, but they just expunged all of their cooldowns on it, and now they need to defend this mid lane tower as well. When all is said and done, they are going for the flash, and he's Zonyard. Okay.
The Baron minion is doing so much damage.
I mean, just one more auto attack is all he needs. Misfortune could have auto attacked and gotten 2 nibs right here. There was nothing to lose, even if she died.
Snipe!
Oh.
Snipe!
And Void don't want to give up without a fight, do they, Stark? Like, till their dying last breath, they want to fight, and they are trying to stay in this game by, very, 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 very thin margins, I have to say. I mean, the fact that they only lost 1 inhibitor on a Baron take is not the worst outcome for them as a team overall. And I'm not saying that this is their way of coming back in the game, because still an 8,000 goal deficit, mind you. But now, Ezreal could be in trouble.
Yep, said gets the ult. The Zonia is immediately popped. Wells comes in and he's supposed to flash away. Mastery is jumping back into the fray, but is melted out by this Ziggs. Jarvan goes in ult back behind. The Alistar is the only one preventing the backhand from coming in. It looks like the game has turned into the favor, but not much is happening. The fight, Misfortune escapes on very low HP. Renekton has the stun ready, but the Alistar will be able to make his way away with the exhaust, and all Barons have been ended. It seems like Void is fighting on their dying breath. Maybe the GA pops from the
It
Jarvan and his
does.
GA has died
The
again.
Elder Cloud is up in 30 seconds, and the last couple of fights are any testament here. I would say that, last couple of Dragon fights are there. Then you know for a fact the Runic have this game in the bag, but let's see what could happen right here because the bot lane, top lane tower is pushing, and oh my lord, the GA getting popped. How big do you think that will be in the next team fight start?
See, the ults are not there, but the Mastery ult is back up, the Alistar ult is back up, and the set. I mean, all ults are actually back up from the side of DR Runic, so they have an advantage. And this Jarvan CA has never worked out. Every time he actually gets it off cooldown, he's immediately popped out in the immediate team fight. So there is not much hope for them. I think if they are engaged upon by the set, it looks like Alistar and Miss Fortune are doing the same thing like last time. Ari is trying to get.
Well, this is very weird as well because they are going up in the fight right now. And Adi could be in trouble right here. The misfortune ultimate gets
You
used
might
as
be
well.
lagging here.
Yeah, you might be lagging here, but look at this. They are able to get the kills, and Void
Yeah,
have
lag
actually
load.
gotten a couple of kills as well, and they have lost their jungler, mind you. Fight for Elder still popped up, right? And Related election ended buying as well. Master is still alive, mind you. But the Ezreal and the Six are also alive. But look at this clean up. Lucifer Gaming gets himself triple kill right here. Huge team fight victory coming out. It was close. It's a 4 for 3 at the end of the day. But Lucifer was alive. And as long as he is alive, Runic's hopes are alive. And this is going to be the game right here. He's going for the mid lane tower as well. He is on a rampage. He wants the bird. He's, looking to go after the Ezreal as well. One person alive. Ezreal tries, he might not be enough. Runic,
Yeah.
mode, have won the game, sir.
Yep, the fight has been going back and forth from the past two matches, and this time Runic took their fight back into their own hands and was able to do the damage. I think the Alistar Misfortune are camping there, put Void out of their comfort zone, and again Lucifer got ahead in this match. Almost completing 5 items, and this match gives them a solid win over Void, which makes them through to the finals.
Absolutely right here. I mean, such a close game it was. Void held on till their dying last breath, Stark, but at the end of the day, Master Yi, and even I have to give a lot of credit to Misfortune. Look at the damage output from Misfortune 28,700, the highest in the game by far, doing an absolutely amazing performance right here. Runic have, bled this game, right? This them out almost, but they survived to fight another day in this tournament, Star.
Yep, 3 matches. Alistar has been picked. I think they need a beef band, to be honest. But it didn't. The sets engages have been very on point this match, and I think that one fight where he engaged and got the triple stun was the turning point for them. It gives them a solid lead. So well played, Void. But eventually, Diarovic is going to be moving on to the finals,
Yeah, they are going moving on to the semi-finals of the lower bracket. But
semi-finals.
yeah, but again, guys, this is what we wanted to watch as well. So great game coming out right here from our boys Runic as well. A huge, a valiant effort also being given to to Void for really making sure that they really went all the way right here. But that's it for game one, and now we have another exciting game on our hands. So do not go anywhere. The second game will be starting in just a few minutes. Thank you so much, Stark, for helping us out for this casting as well. We will see you tomorrow for another cast talk. And until then, guys, give us around 5 minutes. We'll be back with my other co-caster for this series. Remember, you all are watching the Wild Rift Resurgence series, and we will see you guys in just a few minutes.
Yep. Bye.
do it and give me a cue. Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Wild Rift India Resurgence series. And joined with me for the second game is my lovely co-caster Kuma. This match is between Alphabets on the blue side and TDT on the red side. And Kuma, I think we have seen these people play once before as well, and I think this is like two of the better teams in the tournament, right? So, are you excited for today's matchup?
Yeah, I'm pretty much excited. And then we have seen what TDD did to Alliance, right? Like we have like all of us were putting our money up on, on Annihilators, right? But then they got wrecked.
Yeah,
they
you and
got
I were
wrecked
catching
by
that game.
TDD.
Yep,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
So I'm pretty much excited to see what TDD has in store for us.
Absolutely, I feel like this is one team that has surprised us as tournaments have progressed. But on the
True.
other side, Alphabets are another very very strong team, mind you, right? So I feel that today's matchups will be very close, and we've seen in the last best of three as well, right? Between Runic and Void, it was a very closely fought endeavor up
Yep.
until Runic came out on top. And I feel with Alphabets and also with this team, we might just see a similar fight come out. As you can see the bans coming out, right? You still, he played Kennen. He was a server top 20 Kennen at one point in time. So I understand the bans coming out. The Darius ban also is pretty good against Cold. I would think Cold is the FK boy rather. So good bans coming out and all support bans coming out on the side of TDT against Alphabets.
Yeah, I mean like, and also the bans on both support Alistair and Brom, right? That takes out a lot of potential for them to just go ham and engage, right? So I'm guessing they might be going for like, wait, we don't see a all funnel straight in Wild Rift, right? Like people stop doing that, right?
Do what in what?
A funneling strat where they
No,
put
no.
all of
Wild Rift unfortunately does not support funneling to the way that PC does. So unfortunately, not to be the case. And again, they are hovering over the first pick, Aurelian Sol, unlike anything I've ever heard. Because I don't even think Aurelian Sol will get picked right here. But never mind. The set is a choice. He did get a lot of nerfs in the recent patch. But as you've seen the last game as well, set can still be very potent if in the right team fights.
Yep. And also banning out as we predicted, right? The first ban was Darius. I mean, they were opting for the set to come out, right? So, what do you think would be good against the set? Do you think like they should just go for the Garen, or do you
I
think?
mean, they can go for the Fiora here, but I mean, I'm waiting to see what FK Boy picks as well because we have seen him actually show his proficiency in the banning quite well, and he is able to gap a lot of his players as well. What I do like, however, is the Katarina pick. Now, picking that into the Leona. But still, the fact that Katrina has been picked, because she got a bit of buffs to her ultimate, and the Garen pickup, which might indicate the set is now playing or being played jungle or support, right? So Alphabets have really come down with a huge amount of beefy frontline for their backup Katrina.
Yeah, and also if you look at it, like Lulu has got that also. The only way to like shut down this Katrina will be a Leona, but then Leona she has only 2 stun, and after that she's gonna be utterly useless instead of like just tanking it. So I'm pretty much guessing like they should like pick another champion. They can change this year Katrina. Even the Wukong is there, but then yeah, honestly feel like
Wukong,
they
I
should.
mean, it's still good. I would say like the Wukong, the Leona also has her first ability, her last ability, and Wukong has 2 knockups as well. So they do have enough to at least stop the Katarina. My problem here is like, how do they pick off the mid lane? The mid lane pickup will be pivotal as well, and I like the Vayne ban coming in as well because with the Leona and the Wukong, right? Like if they're going to go with a lot of more beefy frontline, then Vayne is still a pick that does really well into it. And on the other side, you can see the set ban, the Jace ban come out, against the Garen again would be a good ban, and the Nami ban as well. So, 4 supports being focused. They really don't want this support player to play the game from the looks of it.
No, I mean like talk to me about Alphabet support later because like the amount of ban that they picked up and Galio. Wait, let me just cut you once because I haven't seen Galio in a very long time.
Bro, we just forgot this champion existed.
Yeah.
Hello, like okay, you know what? A big oversight I would say because Galio absolutely crushes Katrina in the lane and is just so good into the Katrina as well. And the fact that that was not banned out and ADs were banned and people just completely forgot Galio existed. And suddenly I feel now the draft is heavily in favor of TTD just from that one pickup.
Yeah. And also, like, generally, we don't talk about Galio because Galio is the kind of a hero that gets banned often, right?
He always gets banned, right, Kumar? Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, even me, I totally forgot about it, right? I'm just like, okay, what's gonna happen now? But then the Galio pick comes out, and as as soon as we were talking about like they need more CC for this Katarina, right? They need something on the other hand, and then they pick up the Galio. So I honestly feel like even in lane, she's gonna get bullied, and even in team fights, I honestly feel like Katarina is just gonna get shut down unless it does something off the hand and surprise us all. But Katarina pick is looking,
I mean, again, there's another Wukong top pickup as well, and I'll be very honest, guys. I'm not impressed with Wukong top as well. I don't think it works at all. Wukong does not have significant damage to win out any trades. He does not beat out a Garen as well. And I mean, this is primarily a team fight composition. I like the fact they have the Rengar at least because there is some assassination potential the Rengar can get onto the Katarina. So good pickup and draft overall. But like we said, Kuma, it's not always about the draft. It's somewhat always about the execution and how well you play it, right? Because if a Katarina does get fed, things will just go from bad to worse for TDD.
Yeah, and also like I honestly feel like TDD are in good form, in good mood, after what happened last week. So I'm pretty much sure like they have that confident booster, right? Like you need that in the team, like to have that specific confident booster. Okay, we're gonna pick this and we're gonna come out on top of this, right? So I'm pretty much my coin. If you ask me, then I'm gonna put it on TDT, right?
Well,
What
for
about
me,
you?
yeah, I feel like Alphabets is one team, right? They've only lost to Punchline, and Punchline is the undefeated team so far, right? So I feel, and Alphabets have beaten a lot of good teams to get to where they are. So I will definitely not underestimate them. They are considered one of the best, or probably the best team in Bangladesh right now. So there's a lot for them to prove. And now in this game to start, I think we have a cracking game on our hands right now. And my eyes will be potentially on the first Dragonfight Kuma with the Corki package as well, the set engage, the thresh for the disengage, and also Galio Wukong. My lord, the amount of CC being propped in. I think we are in for a wonderful game of team fighting from both the teams.
Yep. And also, let me see about this Icarus, right? This, because they have heavily focused on Icarus not being able to use the specific champion
Yeah,
that he wants to, right? So I'm
yeah.
just imagining in my head, right? Like, I'm guessing this stretch is gonna be like good Mad Life, maybe. Like, I want to see some Mad Life action.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
coming in.
Icarus has proven himself to be a very formidable support because 4 bans against this one guy definitely is not something that we see often, right? And you can see him right now as well in the early game, just roaming around here and there. And Set Jungle also interesting pickup as well. Does do well in the early game. Set is just like a hyper flex pickup right now. Can make him play mid, support, jungle, Baron.
Support, yeah, exactly.
He's just so darn flexible at this point.
Oh, but till now, I haven't seen any set support being played in our server, right? I mean, in our league.
Yeah, people are too busy playing Alisha at this point.
No, because set support actually works and it's actually viable. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Again, we can see the Rengar starting to his red. No invades coming out from both the teams. Kuma, people just want to play safe, but we have to keep our eyes on this mid lane, right? The Galio flex will come very soon because Katarina cannot do anything at all in this lane. She's like, absolutely nothing. Like one taunt plays at the right time and she just loses out the trade completely. And look at this, Rengar is actually stealing the blue buff. Goes straight from his red to enemy blue. Whoa.
And they have no idea about it because no war square play. Like there is actually a really bad mistake coming out from Team Alphabet, right? Like not warding off their jungle, just going away. And they have no clue about it. And we're gonna see a gank up top after Cat goes Mew takes the blue. They're just gonna retreat down.
Yeah,
and I don't think they have any idea, right? Like Rengar has stolen the blue buff. Like they have no idea about it.
Absolutely. I mean, if the Wukong actually is able to flex it even more, he should get it. But I think at this point, with 1 minute 25 up, and with how low Wukong is, the Garen has created enough advantage for him to actually just, be fine for now.
And right now and also here's the thing about Katarina, right? Katarina against the Galio. Like let's talk about this bit. So Katarina, even if she makes a rotation, right, after level 5, Galio is just gonna be there. Like he just has to wait for the Katarina to make a move, and he can just follow up. So that's the thing that we should look out for. And also Galio just checking whether the blue buff has been taken or not, and he makes sure that Cat goes Mew takes the blue buff.
Yeah, and now we can see right here as well, like it's a very slow start to the game. The Rengar has done his invade strategies and he's finding himself up against the set. Not really, he's in fact behind, but he has more camps to get. So again, the invade sort of worked out for him. Yes, he can get to his own blue buff as well, not an issue. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter for a set to lose his blue because set is not really a mana hungry champion, has no mana whatsoever. So with how even this game is, the first gank will come on the bot side. Here comes Rengar with level 5 as well. He goes on to the thresh, has to flash away on time. He does. The flay gets used, Hook also gets used. The Galio ult is there for some backup as well. Here comes Set, and he ends up just using his ultimate to pull the people aside, and he has to flash away this point. Everyone's ult is being used, but still no casualties so far in this game. Wow.
And also, they should just back off because they know that Katarina might make a rotation. Katarina comes or reaches on time, then they'll be able to just beat everybody. And Rengar, oh no, that's a really bad place.
Oh my lord! Look at the Ezreal ultimate hits, ends up hitting 3 people. They are able to get one back, and the Katarina is trying to do what she can. Gets a couple of back for herself. So yes, first blood ends up going over to TDT, but they get 2 for 2 back. And on the top side as well, you can see Garen actually ends up going back a little bit. But again, what a close fight. That 3-man Ezreal ult. Oof, that was a thing of beauty from Doofy.
Yeah, I mean, Doofy's ultimate was quite a point, and as I was saying, like, Katarina might have gotten a lot more kills, but we were talking about the CC, right? And also, like, he released his ulti, but Cole on the Leona was just able to stop her. He ended up paying with his life, but at the end of the day, they were not able to get Doofy. So that was actually a really good trade from them.
Yeah,
and also a lot of flashes and ultimate were burned, and in that match, right, I was just watching on Icarus, like, what will he do now? Because they've been caught off. Like, he was the first one to get caught off, but there was a beautiful hook coming in from him, forcing a flash out of Galio, so he couldn't do anything much more.
the problem is Icarus is still level 4 at 4 minutes in the game. He still also has a level 5. But the fact is that they've started Dragon, but Corki is not there without his package. I'm not exactly sure what is happening at this point. And there's a dragon fight about to happen, and you can see a steal is about to happen. Never mind, and Set is the one who gets it. Alphabets gets the mountain dragon for themselves, but they are in a bit of a difficult spot in the team fight as well. And again, you can see Katarina is going to be low as well. Will die to the Galio on the other side of the map as well. There's another kill happening. 3 deaths on the side of Alphabets. They get the dragon, but they end up losing a hell lot more in return, and they might just end up also losing the Herald at this point.
I mean, I still don't understand why they tried to start Dragon without the ADC being there, or with their jungler. Like, I mean, with their support being level 4, right? Icarus was level 4, and he was trying to take some wave in order to be level 5, right? So I honestly feel like that was a bit of mistake or miscommunication coming from Alphabet.
Yeah, and now they have another ult, so battle at the Herald begins. At this point, who can get is something you have to wait and watch. So that's a lot of damage. Garen also being used. Here comes the Katarina, here comes the Galio ult as well. That's a great knock-up at this point. It's gonna be a 1-for-0 in favor of DDT so far. Set will be the second casualty, and TDT yet again get themselves a couple of kills. And this is again a resurgence for them, because yes, they lose out the objective, but they are able to get the teamfight victory for themselves. It's happened again, Kuma.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're able to get the kills, plus they're able to get the first turret, so nothing much, anything has been lost, right? Because generally what you use, what's the point of getting first Herald is to get the first double bonus, right? But it looks like, but it looks really sad for Alphabet at the moment. And also we were talking about Banana, right, on this Katarina, of what she can do, what she cannot do, and Team TDT, right, Team Dueled Up, they knew what they are in for, and that was a beautiful changes this done for Katarina. And also I saw Icarus doing a 3-man flare, but it was a little too late, right? Because it was literally 3v4 on the Drift Herald. So yeah, things are looking really bad for Alphabet at the moment. But yeah, it's not the end of the game, so let's see what happens. Necro gets spotted by the ward.
Yep, 4,000 gold lead at this point. TT are in a happy spot right now. Yeah, they lost the Mountain Dragon and they don't have the Herald, so maybe there's a chance for ABCZ to like come back with a tower of their own, but they need to get better picks than that. And the hook does land onto Leona. He goes in a double play. Oh, beautiful call by Saturn, but this is the kind of composition you want to see. The combos. The Katarina does get interrupted by the Galio, however, and this is what we're talking about. The counter to Katarina is that Galio, and every time Cat ults, Galio taunts, and this is it. But look at how close the team fight is. It could go anyways, and my god, it is actually going in favor of Alphabets. They are able to survive to the Galio. So to the Set and Corki at this point, the big shutdown of the Galio ends up going over to the Set, and out of nowhere, Alphabets win out a pivotal team fight victory.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that was a beautiful team fight coming off from TDT, right? I thought they had it under the bag. Like, that was a beautiful showmaker. I mean, that's a showstopper or showmaker where Set uses his... So with that, right, he was able to dish out... I mean, he was able to tank, but he was able to dish out a lot of damage. And even Corki being left untouched, right? He was able to deal so much amount of damage, and Doofy ended up dying, and it followed up. But yeah, that was a beautiful comeback coming off of Team Alphabets. Like these are the team fights that they need.
Yeah, I mean, I love how close these games are. And again, the team fight was started by Icarus's hook right there
Yep.
onto the Leona into the double play as well, right? So I'm really liking how these teams are playing, and I have to be very impressed with the level of play that we're seeing in the later stages of the tournament. Every team, seems to have a particular plan or goal in mind. Icarus does spot out the Rengar right here. Can he land the hook? Never mind, he wants to go off the hook. Ooh, what a bait and switch. He was thinking as if he wants to go after the Rengar, but actually ends up hitting the other thing inside. On the bot side, our side is a happy camper just trying to just farm up on the
Yeah.
bot side. So
And
it's still a
there's
goal lead on the
yeah.
other side, but the next dragon spawning, Kuma, what can we expect in this dragon fight?
I mean, it all depends upon this set also, right? Ezreal, this is actually a tongue twister. Like Ezreal should actually try to catch an Ezreal, right? That's actually a tongue twister. Like if you say the name of Seth, yeah. But then Seth, he should look to find out the Ezreal, and if he's able to ulti him into the base, into the team, then that's gonna be really good. But things to look out for would be Icarus on this trade. We've seen like they've heavily focused on the van, and he ended up playing the Icarus. I mean, he ended up playing the Red, right? Which he might not be so comfortable, but looking at it, he's so comfortable with, and everybody is about to job right now.
Yeah, I mean, the fight has somewhat started, but the disengage has also happened. Ezreal also ended up hitting two people. Remember, the Corki has his package. Here comes the dragon fight as well. This time again, the dragon goes over to the alphabets in the path. Package is in a beautiful spot. Actually, does a lot of damage as well, but they are able to lose out the fight completely. Look at the damage output on this side. The red team with the Wukong Galio Rengar combination are absolutely blowing alphabets to smithereens. Yes, they lose a dragon, but they get 5 back for themselves, Kuma. And this fight, as well as it might have looked for alphabets, the damage output on the side of TDT was just too much.
Yeah, and also like Team Alphabet losing the team fight. I mean, it's all because of the fact that Banana on this Katarina was not able to do anything, and she ended up dying. Right? Like, she was caught off guard. She was caught, and because of that, she died without dealing any damage. Right? If she was able to land some of her damage, then I think things could have gone the other way. But yeah, Team TDT come up with an insane. I mean, it was a really good fight coming out. So,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
happy to see
I
that.
feel this is such a big drafting error on the side of alphabets. Like to pick the Katarina second pick, to realize that there is still a Galio that you have not banned. Like you're banning the Yasuo, you're banning the Jace, but you're forgetting the one big counter to Katarina, that is Galio at this point in time. And this is proving out to be the biggest reason why they're losing out on this game right now, because every darn time the Katarina is not allowed to use her ultimate or maximum potential. But you can see the fight happening right here as that when the Rengar jumps onto the other person as well, and Corki will survive right here. Can he land a hook? We'll have to wait and watch. A tad bit too overzealous. Yes, they were at this point. The Herald, I think, was also ended up getting used somewhere else, and they are using the bot lane tower as well. So not a lot that Alphabets or TDT could get at this point, but a 5,000 goal lead, and this Galio will be a happy camper, Kuma, because he's 4-1-8, the highest goal in the game, and he just finished his rapid on death cap, which will make him 9-killable.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be really scary. And also Galio getting the full, I mean not the full third plating, but the half third plating in the both side of the map, like actually help them a lot. And also this is what I was saying, right? Galio will be all over the map, like he's free to rotate, he's free to push out wave, and also if there's a team fight happening, he will just be there all the time, right?
Absolutely, and again, I
Yeah.
feel like every time a team fight's about to happen, the Wukong ultimate, the Galio ultimate, the Leona stun as well, Katrina will not be allowed to ultimate at all in team fights, I feel.
Yeah.
And this is where
And, all,
Go ahead.
and also we were focused so much on Katarina, we totally forgot about this Garen, right? Garen is not doing much, he's not contributing much, like because of that he
oh
only
my
has
god,
one assist.
Katrina just ends up dying in the bot lane. She was backing, did not realize that the Rengar was there to just jump on her and completely ends up going. This Katrina pick from Banana, unfortunately, is just not working out. And like you said, even the Soliners, Kuma, not being able to create the amount of, effectiveness that we expect from them.
Yeah. And also, here's the best thing, I was just watching the VOD replay on how Katarina died, right? Katarina, like, she didn't know that she was getting ambushed by Rengar or she just gave up on her life because she just stood there. And Rengar was able to do something. Yeah, but then she's inside the bush and there's no way she can escape, right? And also, Garen trying to protect the top side of the map, but yeah.
I mean, TDT look very good right now. They definitely are playing like a better well doing it. As another fight's about to happen and Seth running in the wrong direction, he could be in trouble as well. He ends up actually using his Zonet to buy some time. Ends up using his Haymaker as well. Has to flash out in the right direction. The flash taunt from Galio does not land. The play will distribute as well. It's a 5-man ultimate as well. And finally, I think the package also lands and splits between the two. The Galio does also be used for some level of disengage as well. And here comes Katrina as well. This is the time fight. And finally, Alpha is finally looking as well. They get the Katrina finally going. The two kills go over themselves. And 30 seconds to go. Oh my lord. Finally, they get a team fight victory. And Alphabets, they are not going down without a fighting, especially with Inferno Dragon up in 8 seconds. This will be the third dragon of the game, Kuma, and certainly the
Yep.
Elder Dragon fantasy becomes very much real for this team.
Yeah, and there was actually a bit of overextension coming up from City, right? Like, see, if they have warded off, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be going in, but hindsight, right? Just to kill off jungler,
Oh my
right?
lord.
Yeah, just to kill off a jungler, like they shouldn't have done that. They overextended a little bit, and also because of that, Alphabets were able to secure Infinity Dragon, and with I mean, yeah, wait, that's an Infinity
That's a
Dragon.
very good dragon, Infinity Dragon, guys. Gives you infinite amount of alpha, AD and AP right here. It's a special
Inferno
dragon. I like
No,
the
but
name
then, yeah,
Infinity Dragon. You should call
no,
it
no.
that.
I mean, like see, here's the thing, right? Whenever you have three dragons, basically that's called an Infinity Dragon because you get all three dragon buff, right? And now you
That's
can.
true. It's like pieces of Exodia. The last
Yeah.
one gives you infinite
Mhm.
power at this point. And again, it's a 6k goal deficit. And make no mistake, TDT are still the ones in the lead in this game. But the three dragons on the side of Alphabets have made this into a very interesting game, haven't it,
Yeah,
Kuma?
and also like TDT, they should pick their team fights properly. Like if they're stuck in a close quarter, then Samurai
Yeah.
will go to the machine of the most
They're
like
looking
you
for
have
another
seen.
fight onto the Haymaker as well. This one, it's end up using a hurt as well. Let's see how the Katarina ends up using her ultimate here. And he does end up using her ultimate and just ends up simply dying. And this is what we expected to see at this point. The Corky mind is still alive, right? And Side is also trying to do a lot of damage. Garen is trying to go after Doofy, but Doofy survives through Sliver of HP at this point. That is just going to be it. Try as they might, TDT are the ones who are victorious in this team fight. Triple kill to Doofy. They really tried to kill Doofy, which was not enough. With
Yeah.
5-man ace, Kuma, could this be the end of the game?
No, I don't think they can. I mean, the timers are very low, but I honestly feel like they should just take this tower, go back, reset, or go to the Baron.
I mean, they are going for the
But
Hail
then,
Mary, it looks like. They have 10 seconds to go, and Wukong can tank till infinity, like you said. Doesn't matter, KFC Dragons.
yeah.
DT are like, we got the ace, we got the game, and this is a very, very strong performance coming out from TDT right here, Kuma.
No, I mean like in the start of the fight, right? Things look really good for Alphabets because you can just see the
Mm-hmm.
samurai right on the backside on the back line. I mean, not on the back line, but then he was just fun lining and he was just able to zone out the Galio and he was able to get a lot of kills, right? So I honestly thought like things were going in favor, but then like Wukong was the last one to show up, and then he ended up contributing a lot in the team fight. But then Duffy was left untouched. And Duffy was dishing out all the damage he possibly could. But yeah, at the moment, like Zeuxis and Banana, like I honestly feel like their pick should change a little bit because they haven't done much in the previous game, especially from a Katarina, right? Like blind picking
Yeah,
a
I mean, just
Katarina.
look
Yeah.
at the damage output, right? The Katrina did 6,000 damage,
Mm-hmm.
less than the Thresh, the
Mm-hmm.
lowest in her team, and only Leona did lesser damage than it. So, safe to say that Katrina was completely shut down in this game one, mainly through the Galio, but not just the Galio, even the Wukong and the Leona did their
Leona,
parts as
yep.
well. And the damage output again, Rengar with a lot of damage, Doofy as well, an insane amount of damage. I mean, Cat goes, it is in his name. This guy plays the most amount of Rengar in the game. You have to give him that level of respect, right? I mean, tank as they might, 20k damage being tanked from the set is definitely nothing to slouch about, but still,
Mm-hmm.
it is TDT who take away game one, Kuma. And you know what? Game two will get a lot more spicier because if the drafts are a little bit more arena, I have a feeling that this could just be a very exciting series. Guys, do not go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes with game two, and Kuma and I will resume our casting very, very shortly. Hey guys, welcome back to the second game between Alphabets versus Team Dual Top in this Wild Rift India Resurgence series, low bracket matches in Kuma. TDT did lose out in the winners bracket first round against Alphabets, and now they are taking that sweet revenge, aren't they? Because now it is their time to kick Alphabets out, is what they are thinking, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, like they were one of. I mean, they're one of the main reasons why TDT is in the lower brackets, right?
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
had
so
to
they
make
might.
the run
Yeah.
from the first round, right? So
hmm
TDT had to make like the longest low bracket run from the first round till the fourth round, and in fact, these guys are like still keeping that up, right? So
Yeah. I
yep.
mean, basically, TDT has this mentality, right? Upper bracket are for bitches. Like lower bracket is what we want for. And also, yeah, here's the thing, right? Like both of them has played together, right? Since you've mentioned it, so
Yeah,
I'm yeah. So because of that, we can see like the specific ban or the things that are coming out. Because I'm pretty sure TDT got wrecked in the both side of the map, and because of that, they're heavily focusing on the support BAM, right? And
look
also,
at this, right? Again, three support bans. They've gone for the Katarina again. They've left the galley open. I am
mm,
not sure, and this time they have not opted to go for the Galio. It just
mhm,
perplexes me as to why you would not. You've gone for the Yasuo for
mhm.
steal, but I am very surprised
I
that
mean, I honestly don't understand this Yasuo pick. Like, as much as I love Yasuo, right? Like,
yeah, and I don't even think Steel is like some
mhm,
godlike Yasuo player. So it's very surprising for me to see that happen. Let's just head into the draft screen, Papa. If we can quickly move to that screen and show it, because we are showing our customers' voices. So again, I'm just trying to figure what the idea here is, that the Galio is left unchecked. And in fact, the Thresh is being picked up again, and I feel that Thresh is pretty happy to play against a Braum in the laning phase as well. So question marks on my in my head right now in
mhm.
terms of drafting so far.
Yeah, especially this Yasuo pick is kind of sus, but yeah, I mean, if they're comfortable and if they have a game plan for it, right, then it's gonna look good. But then Katarina, like, there's no one to stop Katarina except for the Lee Sin Key or the Braum ulti. But then I'm pretty sure Braum is gonna use his ulti for an initiation or a disengage, right? So yeah, things like we haven't seen much of Banana Katarina in the first round because of the fact that everybody can just change CC her and she wasn't able to do anything, right? But I honestly feel like if they don't pick something from the side of TDT, then this Katarina is gonna pop off, and we're going to be seeing like a revenge Katarina pick. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting to see
Mhm,
if the Yasuo goes top. They still did not ban the Galio because now they know the Yasuo is probably being mid.
mhm.
TDT, like, playing around with the draft a little bit, like they want to show that they don't need Galio to beat the Katrina, but I feel this is something that might end up biting them back in the ass, because look at the composition. Unlike the last composition where they had the Leona, they had the Wukong, they do not
Oh,
have anything to stop the Katrina ult in terms of a CC perspective except for the Braum ultimate so far. And they have left Jace open, which does mean that Barley also gets
oh,
pretty short. Never mind, they have gone for the Yasuo.
yeah,
Oh, like I
yeah.
don't understand this draft phase. It's very stupid. Like, one, they don't ban the Galio, and then they don't pick the Galio, and then they
hmm
still pick the Galio because they feel that they've. It's,
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, I was
walk me to this,
honestly
Kuma. I'm confused AF right now.
no see
I
like
don't know. I'm out.
like honestly speaking, I thought like there was a Galio ban gonna be coming off from Team Alphabet, right? Because they have seen what Galio can do, and also Yasuo being picked, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that he's gonna go to the mid side, right? He can even reflex on top side of the map, right? So I honestly feel like they forgot about it and they're prioritizing the Jace. Jace, I still don't understand that. If they wanted the Jace, they should have banned out the the Galio, but instead they rather ended up giving up the Galio. So this is going to be another hard line coming off of Banana, right, on this Katarina.
I
And
honestly don't.
just few minutes back, I was talking about how Katarina is going to have a free game. Like there's no one to change it here. Like nothing can be done, right? But yeah, Custer's Curse, they're just like bringing the
I,
Galio.
I
Or
have like huge question marks on both the drafts right here. If I'm
Mhm.
very honest with you, I don't understand why you have Diana jungle again. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the idea? Like, Galio goes in, no, Diana goes in, followed by a Galio ultimate, but you have a Katrina who can blink out of the team fight. You have a Set who can soak it. You have a Jace who can run away, and Caitlyn's never gonna get caught. And there's even a Thresh, right? There's so much opportunity for Alphabets to disengage the Galio or the Diana ultimate at this point, right? So I am like I feel like TTT, like, what, guys, let's just play something for fun because we might just win anyways. And I feel very heavily that the red side draft is superior in terms of how they want to execute this. And if Banana can get the right couple of team fights going for himself, Kuma, and if he can get a couple of kills, then I feel like this is us going to game 3. Much to my dinner getting late here, but like, yeah, like, 'cause I mean, unless of course TDT like completely surprised me by executing this composition to the T, which I feel they need to at this point.
Okay, so let me break down what Team TDT is gonna do. Right, they're gonna Braum ultimate. If they catch like 3 or 4 of them, Yasuo is just gonna go in ulti, and then Galio is gonna come in with the ultimate. And Ezreal, like honestly, I don't care at this point. And so Diana just gonna go in ultimate. Right? Yeah,
Doofy doesn't play marksman. Doofy plays Ezreal at this point. I think that's his thing right now. He's just only played Ezreal throughout the entire tournament because he's gotten it, and why the hell not? Ezreal is like pretty strong in the patch as well.
Yeah, Ezreal is really good at the moment. So,
yeah, and
if they're able to do that, right? Like if they're able to just focus, like if Braum gets like a really good knockup, or if Yasuo is able to like flash Airblade and get like 3 of them, then things are going to look really good. But they're going to be using all the reinforcement, right? So for them to win this match, I would pretty much say like take out the Katrina, from the first instant of the fight. Like don't let her deal out the damage, don't let her do anything. And also here's the thing, they have a Jace, right? They have a Jace in the Kathleen. So if they're stalling the fight, then they're gonna be getting punished from Team Alpha, because Alphabet is gonna be dealing a lot of damage coming the fourth.
Do you think this Katrina pick is like an ego pick at this point? He's like, you know what? I know I lost, but I know I can smash you guys. So let's go again. Like I really feel that this is an ego pick. Like the mid laner wants to prove that, bro, I am still gonna kick your ass. So let's go again, round 2. And I feel like he might go round 3 yet again, right?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly can't say at this point, because what we thought, what the best were gonna be, what the picks were gonna be, and it just went the other way around, right? Or maybe like Banana is like really confident that, like you said, the ego, but they pushed in, or honestly can't say about it. Or maybe they thought that Yasuo the weakness, so he's like, give me the Katarina.
Yeah, and again, you're looking at the pathing right now, Diana is not really an invader, right? So junglers are also just taking their own sweet time to farm up right now, but Thresh and Caitlyn do have priority in the bot lane. But look at this already, Ezreal and Braum, 4 people have rotated here as well, but I have to say it's a 4v4 fight, and this is going to be Casey the top 9 onto the side of the side, will be double catch, instantly bursted with a stun from the Braum as well, and they get first blood, and now they have to run away. TDT with their rotations being a little bit superior right now in another team fight. But look at this, Katrina still alive, mind you, but I don't think she will be able to do much in TDT yet again, get themselves first blood in the game, Kuma.
And there was a beautiful rotation coming up from TDT, right? And as you can see as well, like Galio was able to push out the wave a little bit. So because of that, they were able to make a rotation. But yeah, they ended up like giving only 1 kill. So like, that's the bright side. Like Alpha Bear should be considering about, right? They ended up making a battle, but they ended up giving only 1 kill. So that's okay. But yeah, in the both side of the map, Yuffie is just gonna get smashed by the Kathleen. So yeah, and also
TDT comp looks darn strong, right? The rotation coming out right here is pretty good as well. You can look at the rotation. Oh my god, almost Yasuo ends up dying almost at this point, but he still should survive at the end of the day. And you can see the 2v2 fight is about to happen. Here comes Braum as well. The stacks are on the champion as well. He wants to go after the Yasuo. The Yasuo ends up flashing the set. Will still look to survive, mind you. He does have 1 more stack to go. And it is a great team fight, and look at the Braum damage right here. Cold is making all the difference in the world with this rotation right here. And meanwhile, Ezreal is just like a happy camper on the bot lane, just trying to farm it out right here.
Yeah.
And the problem however here is that the wave is pushing against Doofy, which means that he will lose out on a lot of experience right now. Look at this, the level advantage already created, and the gold lead will start increasing on the side of the bot lane right here. Of course, they lead his bad Braum very quickly, but a really good freeze and hold bend, being kept by Icarus and Samurai should see them just create those advantages back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, like Ultima Alphabet understanding the map, right? They knew that everybody was topside of the map, and also knowing
this
that
is going to be a little bit difficult for Ezreal to come back from as well. You can see the game is the screen share is lagging a bit at this point. I think I'll move to my screen right here at this point, but yeah, I mean, this is a great game, and you can see in the top side as well, the kill has happened. I don't know how I missed that, but that was just the Yasuo being attacked too greedy right here, and this is just going to be crazy. The fight was being taken, the HP was not that high. Yasuo just, actually, Jace just went for an all-in, it looks like, and just ignited and killed the Yasuo. So, Zexis completely gets his revenge on that pickup right there.
Yeah, and also if you look at the goal difference between the top players, right, Jace and so like last match we couldn't see much of Zeuxis on that Garen, right? But right now with this Jace pick, like we can see what he can post on the map, right?
Yeah, and now with Dragon spawning right here, the fact that all five of alphabets are here, outbreak mind you, you don't really need to opt for it, but the team fight's about to break out at this point. And yeah, everyone has ults honestly, so we are in for a great team fight, but it looks like TDT do not want to contest this at all. They're opting to actually go for the mid lane tower take or the Herald itself, which they will be successful at. Now the question here is that what happens next? Two alphabets take the fight to them, and it looks like they want to. They will get the Herald and run away, but they are still there. Ik is going for the hook. It does not land it, mind you, and the HP still down low, but Diana gets the flash play and a set ult as well. A beautiful amount of damage as well. Katrina ult gets instantly interrupted. How many times you see that? But it does not matter. Alphabets with their superior composition and rotation at this point, faster reactions rather than the dragon fight as well, allows them to get another kill for themselves. A 2-for-0. They lose the Herald, but they get the dragon Kuma.
Yeah, I mean like TDT, I still understand why they tried. I mean why they hesitated to start the Herald earlier, right? Because Yasuo was nowhere going to reach for the dragon fight, right? And they knew that they always started with dragon. So like they ended, yeah, I mean like they wasted a lot of time by not instantly going for the Herald, right? And ended up.
Yeah, Yasuo actually ends up going ham over the set right here. Will survive, but Yasuo still has his ultimate, mind you. And can he use his ultimate? Something you have to watch. He goes flash, he goes for lockup, he gets a lockup, he will kill the Jace. And I think at that point, Set was trying to do what he can. Set will get a return kill back, and Dana to get used as well. Dana will get one kill back as well. Dana will look to get two more kills. Get a Braum stun, sword, unpivoted, double kill goes back to TDT at this point. And with the Heretic as well, they will look to get the first round of the game. Meanwhile, on the bot side as well, Ezreal is trying to survive it, and I think he should be fine. I think the overextension of alphabets was very well capitalized on by the Yasuo.
Yeah, I mean like taking advantage of that, and also that was a beautiful flash into the combo coming out and able to take out the Jace, right? And also here's the thing, right? Both of the two teams, they're just overstaying and overcommitting for no reason when they get back off. And also Doofy has been all alone in the map for the entirety of the match, and they're not able to punish him for that, right? Being all alone on the map, so they're gonna cost them a lot. And also as you can see, Doofy on this Israel is slowly coming back to life. If you look at the goal difference between the ADC, despite being all alone, despite not getting the amount of goal, but then because of the first turret and all, look at the goal difference. There's only a par of 210 gold.
Yeah, the biggest disparity is in the jungle right now. 5.5k gold on Cat Goes Mia compared to 4.1. It's a 1000 gold lead that Diana has purely because of the double kills that she got in the last team fight. And now Yasuo could be in trouble. It's a 3-man gank happening, and I think he will be in trouble right here. He does end up getting a ward. Let's see what Set can do right here. Decides not to fight at all.
Yeah.
And on the bot side again, you can see Cold is being there as well, and Thresh could be in trouble. It's a beautiful play, honestly. Also beautiful play, honestly. And a hook as well. Man, this guy is a PC player, bro. Like,
yeah,
good players play like that. Like, this is exactly how I've seen good players play. They get the car back. It's a 4-for-2 in the bot lane. Now they will go ham, and the Dynamite and the Brahma does land, but not before. Cold will not die. Rather, he will survive, and the Kaylin could be in trouble. Can she get one kill back? She does get one kill back, but before Diana makes mint street of the Kaylin. But on the other side as well, they are able to get the Yasuo in return as well. They should look to get 2 towers in return. So small trades happening left, right, and center on the other side as well. Alphabets will lose out on the turret as well, and again we are seeing fights happening left, right, and center, mind you. And what a game of macro from both teams, just trading objectives left, right, and center.
Yeah, and honestly, still can't believe that both these two teams are in the lower position. Like, I don't know about the individual skills coming out, but then the macro management coming out from both the teams, right, is really, really beautiful to watch. And also, if you look at, the both side of the map, I was really focused on Icarus, right, because he was the person because of all the matches. And also, like we said right earlier, he's a PC player. Like, that play coming out, like we generally don't see that coming out from Thresh player in Wild Rift, right?
Yeah, he seems like a guy who knows how to play Thresh. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's like he knows how to play. He knows his limits. He's not afraid to engage. I'm really impressed by the support player. Now with Dragon spawning Kuma, that Braum ult is not there and the Thresh ult is not there, but every other ultimate is up. And again, it depends on the execution at this point. But look at this TDT. Oh, they want to go after the Thresh right here. Thresh will survive.
Yeah.
Wow, that was close.
And also with that, they'll just reset and they'll go for the drag. And if you look at all the ultimates are right. I mean, all the ultimates are up. And also, this would be a pretty interesting fight unless he comes out on top.
Oh my god, the set just takes an insane amount of damage. He just ends up going in over. He will die before he can use the Haymaker at this point. Yasuo in the multing, the Jace and Diana as well. This is just TGG's fight to win at a very, very bad initiation coming on the side of Alphabet's side. And again, this is just a matter of execution at this point. The fact that the side went in when he was so low and ends up dying even before he uses the Haymaker at this point, and cold on that Braum just frontlining for centuries. This is the second herald also of the game going over.
Yeah, and also if you look at the team fight, like as you said, right, you are on the
Your team has slain the Rift
he
Herald.
was not able to sidestep any of the damages, and also he get knocked out by the Yasuo tornado as well, and he ended up taking a lot of damage and ends up falling, right? I honestly would have preferred if they let Icarus, flash him, go for the play, mega play, because Seth was taking a lot of damage and he couldn't do anything, he just got obliterated right there, right? So that was a beautiful team fight coming out from TDT, and also there was kind of like a throw coming out from Alphabet, like committing in too much, taking out a lot of damage, and also ended up not coming out on top, so yeah.
I mean, you have to figure at this point, right? Like, it feels as if, like, when it comes to 5v5 team fight, the Galio counter still exists.
Yep.
And as long as the Galio counter exists, I think like Katarina cannot do anything in this game.
Yeah, and
It
also
just
this is one of the this is one of the main reason why you ban Galio. Because he has so much of
I don't
control.
understand a team with this level of knowledge and how they are so good could make such big drafting errors. You know, this is just like they're losing they're cutting themselves in draft at this point. And you can see right here again the siege is happening, and the second raid inhibitor will go down this point. If they are looking for an engage, they hope to land onto the Herald, but the Herald is like, I don't need there. One more auto attack is what they need. Steve is the one who will go for it, but this might be really too much. He shouldn't Dynamite. Oh, it's a 4-man Dynamite as well. Cat goes near, so down for this point. The Katarina Altair just gets interrupted. This is not looking good for them, and they trying to get one or two kills back, but it's still not going to be enough. TDT right here just looking out with the better team execution, while they were kicked out by Alphabets in the first round of the winners bracket, but this is their turn to kick Alphabets out of the tournament right here.
And also we were talking about how this Dyna pick is kind of absurd, might not work out, but at the end of the day, and he's able to do so much with this Diana, like all of his ultimate. I haven't seen a 1-man ultimate, and also he knows this Diana properly, like he knows the damage output. Like the tower was not gone, but then he dived into the last inner turret and he was able to take out the Kathleen. Like I thought he was overstepping a little bit, but then he flashes away to save the team, and yeah, Jet goes me on this Diana popping off.
Completely popping off right here. I mean, he's so far ahead, like 11,000. He's 3,000 ahead of his enemy, of his own teammate at this point. On the other side, you still have the Jace, who is around 10,000 gold himself. But is that going to be enough or not?
Yeah, I mean, like,
is the question you have to ask.
Diana comes on top, considering a lot for his base. After he lands, his boss, like after he has nothing much to offer, right? So he's just gonna get deleted. So at the end of the day, Ket goes, he's 6-0 and 5. He's a player to work on. So yeah, this is practically like a revenge.
Yeah, and again, we have to wonder what can Alphabets do in this game, because they are finding themselves again behind by 4,000 gold. It still takes one good team fight for them to change the size of the game, so they're not completely out of the tournament yet, or off the game rather yet. But this is again looking like Alphabets have to have their work cut out for because they need to do something about this. And this Diana has honestly been the bigger menace more than the Galio itself.
Yep.
I would say the Diana is the one that needs to be taken care of, and nobody has been able to find the answer. Right? This Thresh and this set are just not tanky enough to do anything at this point. And with 20 seconds to go for Dragon right here, that's a mounted dragon too, but it's going to be Infernal Dragon, mind you, right? I mean, one dragon apiece. This is probably the last time that Alphabets have a way to come back in this game, because other than that, if they lose out in this fight, then it just means that they end up getting Baron, and I think this is going to be GG.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like Katarina shouldn't engage, or she shouldn't be in the front side of the map. Like she should just wait and let them all come for a cleanup, right?
Yeah, and Diana ends up going for ultimate result followed by Galio. Here comes Set as well, and does not. Again dies while using his hero and Katarina should be an ultimate of, but it's too late. Alphabet is insane. Like you said again, one more team fight that they lose will just mean the end of the game. The kid does get stacked, and Ezra is going after. He wants to get the kill. I think he will not able to get the kill. They will end up losing the dragon. Potentially, they can even lose a battle if they want to go for it. Let's see what TDT do next one, but this is just not working out fast.
Yeah, and also as I was saying, Venus should love to initiate, but at the end of the day, if you get all the hamper, then of the teammate, they're just going down. And also there was a beautiful initiation overall coming out of the game. They gave a blue rated. And also some people have surprised to see that they're not expecting to die enough. Like you know like
It's an extra item, and again you can see another fight happening. I don't think it's a great fight for TDT right here. Rico's setting as well, does get a lot of damage. Oh my lord, the Diana with the ultimate as well. But here comes Set, they want certain fights and they are actually winning them out because Doofy dies and Cold dies and Steel might just die as well. But here comes Yasuo as well. Oh, the dash on the Galio will survive and they are able to double taunt as well. FK ball on Yasuo to get his kills back. And he 1v3 pushing if you ask. He gets him knocked off. He knows on the Set, mind you, they lose again for 2, and this is a big difference because Diana, yes, is the only one alive, but nothing stops Alphabet from taking this Baron because they have the jungle alive. Can Diana make a miracle still happen? This is what we have to wait and watch right here because Diana does not will have an ultimate mind you back up and the Baron is just going off too slow. I do not think Alphabets have to take this, but oh, teleport comes again, they hook this down as well. Is going after it. The Diana ultimate after 2 people as well. It's not, it is going to be enough, and little cat goes beyond like, get away from this Baron, guys. I am legendary right here, and I will make sure that we may not team fight. Just 2 round fight.
and also like here's the thing, I look for that Diana.
Keep your mic close to you.
Yeah, and also like if the shutdown comes out for the Diana, then you know Team African could have capitalized on that. I don't understand, like they were totally like two-minded, like whether to go for the Baron or whether to go for the Katarina, right? They should have just made Icarus zone of the Baron and let the 3 of them skirmish for the Baron, right? But ended up taking the fight, which ended up costing them the Baron and the game as well.
I mean, 20 kills, 909 on the Diana right here. Now that's a carry performance I've ever seen on Haven't I come out.
That goes me on this Diana. Like I honestly feel like there is no champions. Like these champions pool, right? Like it's vast. Like if you look at this tournament, like the champions pick that they have picked, and also we were kind of skeptical about it, but he ended up showing us like what he can do, and also we're really happy to see him popping up at this stage.
Yeah, again, you have to wonder, like I feel this is going to be it, and I think TGT are making a case for being one of the best teams in the tournament, right? If they continue to play like this, and I feel like they might just be able to contain Punchline waiting for them in the winners bracket final as well, because this performance from them so far is just immaculate, and just the way they're being, oh my lord, this is going to be close as well, but does not land on the other side as well. Yeah, oh, they get a death. Actually, Yasuo's are dying. Typical Yasuo fashion just ends.
I mean, but, like, yeah. That was a critical thing. He got the knockup on the gate.
Oh god, they threw.
I still don't understand why they have to come so far. They have to Baron buff. Like
oh man, if only Infernal was spawning, thank god it is not. But that was a very big throw, and the biggest throw was the fact that the Diana kill ended up being given over as well. And this suddenly makes things a little bit interesting, but they've still lost the inhibitors, so it's not going to be easy for them to come back in the game. But will this elongate the game for some reason? I don't know why.
I honestly feel like that was a huge throw, because if you look at the goal deficit, right? If you look at the goal coming up from Jace and the Kathleen, they are 15,000 and 14,000 goal, and Catalina is already down. He's already finished with his 4th build, right? So Kathleen is going to be on a online. If she's able to position well, then all hell is about to break loose.
Yeah, I mean, TDT was just about to win the game, but there's 5 seconds to go and no Infernal. I mean, okay, they will spawn just on time, because if Alphabet starts this, then he will not be able to go. He just goes up and teleport himself. He goes in ham. He's very confident in his ability. That's another 3 on ultimate. In fact, this time actually he might be a little bit low, and he might just be close to them, but doesn't matter at this point. Galio is there for the cleanup as well, and Yasuo also there for the cleanup as well, and TDT at this point will make quick work. There was a little bit of a scare, mind you. The scare does not matter, Kuma, because at the end of the day, this team is looking to make their way onto the semi-finals of the lower bracket.
Yeah. For 1 second, I legit thought that okay, that was a joke. But at the end of the day, they're going to wipe up the game. They get this huge revenge, and with that, we're going to say goodbye to Team Alphabet. But I'm pretty sure this is not the end of the road for Team Alphabet.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are a team to be threatened with if only if their drafting was a little bit better as well, or at
True.
least they had banned out the Galio to allow the Katarina to shine in the team fights which we want her to. I mean, the Katarina arguably had a better performance this game. She did go 1-7, mind you, but at least had more damage to bring. And I would say the strongest part of ABC definitely seemed like their bot lane, but it was not
Yep.
enough against the onslaught of this
Mhm.
jungler who completely gapped everybody else. Look at the damage output. Safe to say, MVP of the game, Cat Goes Meow, 30,000 damage.
50,000.
My god, that's just some crazy
Yeah.
level performances, Kumar.
And also, I
Your
was
thoughts on
really,
the game?
yeah. I mean, I'm really happy to see Samurai as well. Samurai did 28,000 damage, right? Samurai was left untouched, and also, like we discussed, like they're the stronger part of the both side, right? Like Icarus and Samurai, like compared to Doofy and Cole, like Alphabets has like a better bot lane, but then the drafting phases, like that's where they lost. I mean, they lost during the drafting phase of the time, and also, but then yeah, Ken Goes Mio was the one who was popping off, who was dishing out all the damage, and this guy is surely to be watched for. Like, I honestly want people to look at how, why I mean, Team DDT is playing, right? They were able to knock down Annihilators. Now they're able to knock down Alphabets as well. They are making a miracle run from the lower bracket. So this is really really fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. TTT will make their way on to the semi-finals where they will be facing against Dia Runic, the winner of which
Ooh.
will make it to the lower bracket finals on Saturday. Kuma, things just get spicier from here because now
Mhm.
you're left with the four strongest teams of the tournament. Punchline are waiting for them in the winners bracket, Skirmishers are waiting for them in the lowest bracket, and Runic and TTT are gonna make a way for them to make the run. And what do you feel of the overall power levels after looking at the matches today? Who do you think has a chance in tomorrow's match between TDT and DR?
I honestly feel like TDT is gonna come out on top. Like if you compare the matches between Runic and TDT, right? Runic, like they made so many mistakes, and like there was a couple of throws coming up from both sides of the team, right? And it felt like it wasn't well coordinated, and so on. So I honestly feel like they should do their homework. They should, get their strengths up and also move forward. But at the end of the day, for me, like it's looking TDT for me. Like from the start of the lower bracket, it has been TDT, 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 TDT. So I'm gonna go over to the hype train of TDT. I'm gonna ride with them, and let's see how they're gonna perform tomorrow as well.
Well, there you have it. Kuma's predictions are going to be TDT, and let's just be honest. I also have a feeling that TDT will be like the favorites in tomorrow's match. But you know what? I will never discount DR Runic as well. They might just surprise us
True,
tomorrow.
true.
But do not. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. a best of five will happen between Runic and TDT. The winner of which will face Skirmishers on Saturday. Right. So a lot. We are in the main three stages of the tournament. The low brackets are about to end, and we have some exciting matches up for you. So make sure you guys subscribe to Level Up Gaming YouTube channel and you have joined the Wild Rift India community Discord because that's where all the action is going to be. Thank you so much, Kumar, for helping us on the cast today. And from our side, as well as Baba, Level Up Baba, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. for the next set of matches. Bye bye.
Bye bye.